Hi everybody, Stuff and Things here. I am back. I'm back from my injury, back on the skateboard, at least some. And in this video, I want to talk about coming back to skateboarding after being injured and how I've been doing that and how I'm getting back on so that I don't re-injure myself. I don't know why there was a hot air balloon behind me for this day. There was some sort of event going on in the park back there. But these are some of my first ollie attempts after getting on the board and seeing what my calf can do. And you can see that it's not great. So I'm starting out really slow. I'm not using my right leg as much as I normally would. Trying to do those ollies showed me that, okay, I can't fully pop yet. So I'm gonna have to figure out what can I do. This is me rolling up on the mani pad for the first time to see, can I ollie, can I do something with it? Kind of just experimenting with the leg to see how does it feel to do certain things, certain movements. And here I'm already thinking about trying to go for nose manual because nose manual puts all the weight on my left leg, my front leg, since I ride regular, and taking it away from the right leg, the one that's still a little bit hurt. So I think that right there is the first two steps of coming back to skateboarding after a more serious injury is one, rest enough so that you're not going to just immediately hurt yourself again. Plenty of rest so that your body can function at least close to normal again. And then the second thing is figure out what you can do. Maybe you still have some soreness or some lack of flexibility or something when you get back on, but that doesn't mean you can't skateboard completely. It just means you have to modify what you're doing. So in this video, you're going to see a lot of nose manuals, but I love nose manuals. And since, like I said, it puts all the pressure on my other leg, it's something I can definitely do. So from there, I started thinking about, well, what else can I do? If I can't pop with my right leg, what if I pop with my left leg? So here I am trying some switch ollies up the mani pad. My mani pad's super short, and I have done this before, but at least I'm popping with my opposite leg. So this was a good little exercise. I'm doing some half cabs off because those don't, for some reason, put as much pressure on my right leg as a straight up ollie. And this is a side benefit of trying to skate around an injury. I got a lot better at some switch ollies and more confident on getting up on the mani pad. Did a switch ollie off as well, which I don't do very often. So that's a good thing. I'm working on something new. Right here,
That was it right there. That's something I can't do.
I tried regular manual for the first time and I immediately felt it in my calf and I was like, no, we are not doing those. So avoid those things that aggravate the injury again. If something feels off, don't do it. Okay, this is another day, another session, and I wanted to do my pivots and spins and things that I like to do on this bank as warm-ups, and I wound up having a lot of fun trying to spin farther than I normally do. I normally do a fakie 360, and that's already pretty fun, but then I went for a 540, and then I was like, wait, I've done this one time before. I can actually do a 720.
Take it that way.
And that felt pretty good. So here I am at the mani pad again, and yes, that was an ollie up the mani pad and an ollie down. Okay, so we're definitely getting better in the leg. This is like a week later. Tried regular manual, still felt kind of weird. But eventually I did get one, but you can see how squirrely it is. I still don't have like the fine control in my right leg. It's kind of weird. So went back to nose manuals, of course, because that's what I can do.
Good roll out.
I don't know about you, but in my late 40s now, I'm almost in my late 40s, when I roll out of a fall and I don't get hurt and I roll well like you're supposed to when you fall in skateboarding, I'm always pretty proud of myself. And here playing with that half cab again, because for some reason that one doesn't seem to affect the calf muscle. Now, I already talked about, well, what can I do? I should be popping with my left foot. So here I'm trying something brand new. I have never done a nollie up anything, and my nollies are pretty bad. So in a way, I look at the injury as an opportunity. That's kind of weird. I know I'm putting a weird spin on it, but I can use it as an opportunity to work on my nollies because I'm not good at them and I never do them. So let's actually spend some time and get better at them and see if I can improve them and use them for something. And so here you're going to see a lot of failed attempts at the nollie. What I was trying to do first was to just do a nollie nose stall on the edge of the mani pad. And it came with mixed results for sure. But eventually I figured out how to pop the ankle much more effectively so that I could get the nose and the wheels up. And I started to do this. I started to accidentally sort of get up there. I'm still kind of crawling up there. I'm not getting all four wheels up there yet, but it made me realize, wait a minute, maybe that actually is possible. And it became a lot more of a battle than I thought it was going to be, and I didn't even know if I was going to really pursue this. I just thought I would try it and see what happened. But I was having a lot of fun because my nollies were getting so much better, and I was like, you know what, I'm getting really close. And again, this turned into an opportunity because I've never actually done this before. It wasn't really on my radar.
Let's go!
And then, just like that, there's my first nollie up something. Okay, another day, another session. I am back on the bank trying these spins again because, you know what, they're a lot of fun. Shout out Rick G, as always. And since I was forcing myself to do these, I was getting a lot better at them. Now I haven't just done a couple of rare 720s, I've got a handful of them down, which is really cool. Then I wanted to try something in a different way, and that's my first nollie 360 pivot. It's not great, but it's a start at another skill. And back to the mani pad because I can't really do impactful things yet. Right there, that was actually a really important thing. It was the first day I felt good about running and dropping the board and then jumping onto it. The days before when I skated, I couldn't run with the board and then jump on. It would stress out the calf a little bit. So this is a good thing. This day I was already feeling like, okay, I'm back to a little bit more normal, getting a lot closer to what I used to do, so I can run and drop the board. It's the little things that you realize you appreciate as you come back to things after being injured. And what I'm doing here with my nose manuals, since I worked on those nollies in the previous session, I was like, can I use the nollie as I get out of the nose manual? Can I actually do more like a real nollie? And if you really listen, I think I actually did get this one. So then I felt like coming up the mani pad again, and I knew that half cabs had felt good on previous days. So I decided to half cab up the mani pad. I do this one kind of a lot. Always feels pretty good. I like half cabs. It's one of my favorite things to do from fakie. And here I ended up putting together kind of a mini line. I didn't really realize I would, so I had that half cab up, then it was a nollie shove down, then switch ollie, and then a half cab. And then the rest of the session, I got really obsessed with trying to do 4 or 5 trick lines. And half cab up, nollie shove down was one of my favorite things to do, and they felt really good. The nollie shove down was the thing that at the time I was like, ooh, kind of risky on my leg, but we're gonna see if it's gonna be okay. And it was, so that's great. And I kept trying to get this line. I wanted to get a manual or a nose manual at the end of the line as the 5th trick, but it's really hard to do that after 4 other tricks. I'm just exhausted. So as I wrap up here and get to the end, I want to say thank you to everybody that watched and responded to my last video. I know it was a little different, but now in hindsight, I'm really glad I made it, and I'm really glad I was talking about my mental health because you all have been very supportive, and I really appreciate it. It's made a good difference for me. So just huge thank you. Lots of love to everybody. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.